But don't worry, with Roto we're able to guide you through even the most difficult of daily fantasy baseball slates. Someone has to be the winner, so let's make sure to start your week the right way by cashing in on Monday. As always, Roto's extensive research tools help set the foundation for these plays. Roto is the ultimate DFS assistant, combining all of the stats, trends, and research tools you need into a convenient and user-friendly format that cuts the difficulties out of your research and gets you the money in your pocket quicker and with less hassle than any other DFS platform. And if you're looking for even more insight into the DFS world, Roto University has you covered. There you learn strategies, bankroll management, contest selection, and how to put together winning lineups to take your daily fantasy game to the next level. Before you get to the plays, don't forget to give me a follow on Twitter @MikivEch for more MLB daily fantasy content. I'm always down to answer your questions, so be sure to hit me up there and get a conversation going. More DFS, SN DFS, Lineup Builder, MLB DFS Picks, FanDuel, DraftKings Core Plays for Monday, May 7th. Steven Strasburg, P. Nationals at Padres, DK, $13,600, FD, $10,000. Most of you didn't come here for me to tell you play Strasburg tonight. You can figure that out on your own. But just in case you need the positive reinforcement, here you go. Don't get cute. Play Strasburg. He's the clear top option. We're going to be targeting the Padres all year. They have the highest K rate of any team and play half of their games in one of the most pitcher-friendly ballparks. Continue to look at the top options here. If you don't want to pay the extreme price, Jeff Samardzija would be the next man to look at. The Phillies just demonstrated their K upside on Sunday, striking out 18 times. Granted, Shark isn't Max Scherzer, but he still has the K upside and could find himself as the top performer on this slate if the Padres somehow find a way to get to Strass. I don't think pairing Strass and Shark makes sense, and SP2 gets messy quick. If you are targeting the savings, I like going with the Cardinals' John Gant at such a cheap price tag. Gant, a -140 favorite, gets a matchup with a Minnesota team that is struggling to put runs across the board, and if he can limit the damage for 5 innings, he won't take much production to pay this one off. Gant is an extreme ground ball pitcher, so it's a very realistic outcome, as this Twins team is more boom or bust, not the type that strings together hit by hit to pick you apart. Gant is also appearing as the Roto Optimizer's top value, and I really don't mind when the smartest computers in the industry back me up. Eugenio Suarez, 3B, Reds vs. Mets, DK, $4,900, FD, $3,900. The Mets are quickly becoming a mess after getting off to a hot April. I don't know what they're doing giving this kid a start, but let's be clear, no one who follows baseball closely would have expected PJ Conlon to get a crack this early in the season. It's not like he's an emerging star on the verge of breaking through. No, he's far from it, my friends. This kid has pitched a total of 24 AAA innings, spending the majority of his career at the high A and AA level. There's no way he can be ready for this start. Just to add to it, Conlon's batted ball profile projects him as fly ball pitcher, which isn't exactly helpful for the Great American Small Park. The Reds should be the top stack tonight, and it should start with a red-hot Suarez. The guy has double dong upside every night, and in this matchup he feels like a fade that could ruin your entire slate. Brandon Belt, 1B, Giants at Phillies, DK, $4,100, FD, $3,800. Belt has a .562 WOBA and has passed 50 at-bats against right-handed pitching. I'm not making that up. If Belt is discussed all day and becomes the chalk, then part of me wants to bet on the side of regression because that number is unsustainable. But honestly, I don't think that regression starts tonight, as the Giants head into Philadelphia with a very favorable matchup in Zach Eflin. The Phillies' right-hander doesn't possess much to like. He's not known for generating swinging strikes, he gives up a good amount of hard contact, and we saw him get blown up more often than not in 2017. Making his second start of this season, I don't believe in Eflin at all. Belt has been the most consistent fantasy option of any of the first basemen available, and when combined with being in one of the better spots, I'm likely to lean on Belt as my core corner infielder, even with the likelihood he is the most popular roster. As a bonus, Brandon Crawford is also coming into the game swinging a hot bat and has a very favorable price tag. Projected to bat 4 to 6 in the San Fran order, Belt and Crawford make a nice two-man lefty stack to target. Marcell Ozuna, of Cardinals vs. Twins, DK, $3,500, FD, $3,600. I think that people are going to be tentative to attack with the Cardinals after Fernando Romero's debut outing, but one decent performance against the Blue Jays isn't going to heavily impact my decision-making. I like Romero and his upside, but he's still raw and can struggle with his control at times. On the road, against the street. Lewis lineup that doesn't offer many strikeouts or easy outs. I can see a game where the Cardinals have runners on early and often. If that's the case, the pressure is likely to bring out Romero's wild side and allows the Cards attack a weak and exploitable Twins bullpen. With all of this in mind, I'm going to plug in Ozuna in the heart of this lineup, as a cheap and consistent source of fantasy points, who also offers plenty of power and RBI upside. Ozuna hasn't really gotten off to the start the Cards were hoping for. It's been nearly a month since his last home run, but that's also seen his price tag drop significantly. What many casual DFS players fail to realize is that he's paid off his price nearly 70% of the time when under $4,000. So, on a night where there should be plenty of opportunity to drive in runs, it may not take the long ball for Ozuna to do his part. Look at the other options in this price range. It's hard to find a comparable talent. Don't forget, DFS is dynamic, and you have to be able to adjust your expectations quicker than your opponent to stay on top.